just reaching for a piece of you. Come on, moonwalker, heartstopper.
Hey guys, welcome to Killer Drums TV. This is the segment we call Gear, Gear, Gear. I'm Tony Moore and I'm here with Jackie Barnes, the legend drummer himself, and I've brought a drum set into Mooloolaba Music today to show you what I've got.
It's pretty cool.
Check it out. This is one of my vintage kits. Not so vintage, it's pretty modern. It's actually called a modern classic.
Yep.
And I wanted to see how it's going to sound under the beautiful touch of Jackie Barnes.
It's a beautiful kit.
It is.
So I do know about these kits. I don't know them well, but this is, It
was like one we reviewed just recently.
Yeah.
Which is like the British kit. Similar kind of shell, isn't it?
Yep, made by the same guy.
Yeah, same guy.
So made by Keith Keogh.
Mahogany
shells, yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of my favourite little kits, and Jackie's gone and selected some cool cymbals. What are our cymbals? What have we got?
I thought some Paiste Masters series cymbals would go nicely with this kit. I've gone for some really big hats, the thin 16-inch hats.
Nice.
They're cool. They're just like super buttery. We love butter.
Yeah, we love butter.
We've visited
a little too much butter.
We've visited butter previously, especially for hats. It's one of my favourite sounds.
Yeah.
So those hats sound very buttery. This 22-inch thin Paiste Masters ride.
Let's get to that in a second. Let's have a look at this. Hang on. Let's have it top and bottom. Let's see what these sound like. Yeah, that's nice. Ooh, yeah.
So that's the top.
Okay, nice. So it's kind of thin medium.
A bit more of a traditional sound on the bottom hat there. And definitely a bit heavier.
It is.
And then together.
Hey, I'm just feeling this clutch. What's this? This is new.
This is my favourite. Oh, it's not new, but they've been around for a long time, but this is my favourite clutch. I'll actually just take it apart.
Yeah.
So
who makes it?
Remo. So this is one of the main items that's in my bag when I travel around.
Cool.
So what I like about it is, you know if you ever playing at a gig where there's a house kit and there's a rubbish clutch on there, the first thing that happens is the bottom bit falls off inside and you
it's all slosh.
It's all What Remo did was they added this spring here, and you control you control it from the top.
Yep.
So this isn't going to drop off because it's actually got little notches in there.
Just take it off. Show the camera how that locks in.
So you've got a little.
Hold it nice and still for him. Yeah.
Little system there, little hook. You can see there.
Okay, so it drops down, turns, and then pushes back.
And then if you look at the bottom part of the mechanism, you've got these little.
That's great.
Bits there that slot in there, and then it just kind of locks in there and can't fall out. So.
Yep.
So and then you
place.
tighten that down onto the top cymbal
to set your
sloshiness.
Nice.
And it's just super easy.
What are they worth?
Retail about $90.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Australian.
Which is a cheap price to pay if your hi-hat clutch is crapping out all the time.
Well, it's basically the only, it's kind of, and the other thing is what annoys me about hi-hat stands is that most different brands have different diameter rods.
Oh yeah,
So say if you were to travel around with, like a Tama clutch, you might get onto a DW stand and the rod's thicker and you can't fit the clutch on, so you have to use the one that's on it that's rubbish. Remo made this a bigger size so it fits on
lots.
Fits on all rods.
I'm also just looking that quick, and if I flip that up there, sorry to take that off you, if I flip it up, I'm noticing the profile, because one of my pet hates is I've got some very thin and shallow hi-hats, and this bottoms out on the bottom of that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So this is actually pretty low profile. So I reckon there's an extra 5mm gap there.
That's cool.
Oh, let's hear these.
Yeah. Anyway, so now that we've nerded out on
a clutch,
which is what we do, let's hear these hats. So
16,
thin, very thin,
Paiste Masters,
very buttery. Dark,
really
low
throaty,
end, lot of bottom end in there.
So deep pocket, hey.
This is that deep pocket funk kind of like.
Oh, I'm thinking funk today. I'm thinking funk.
Oh, we're gonna get funky.
All right, I love that.
Yep.
You were talking about the 22-inch
Paiste Masters ride. I would say this is my favourite cymbal that Paiste make.
Right.
It's super thin, super washy.
Yeah.
I use it, when I've used these in store and kind of like my experience with these, I use them more as a crash, I think.
Yeah.
And
which is kind of where you got it there, hey?
And you notice it doesn't say ride on it. It just says 22-inch thin.
I love that.
I like that it's simple.
Yeah.
it's whatever you want it to be.
I want cymbals that actually just come out with the word "hit me."
Yeah. So let's hear this one because it's super washy. It's also buttery like these hats. So
yeah. That's a lot
Hear
of
that
cymbal,
bottom
man.
end coming off it.
It's a whole lot of love.
So we've done a previous review where we reviewed a cymbal that had a unlaid band to control that wash.
Yep.
This is the opposite of that, where they wanted this cymbal to be really, a very big spread of sound, which I love in a big crash.
That's really lovely.
It's really warm, dark, musical, but when played softly, it's got this beautiful kind of.
The Swiss make some nice things.
They're gorgeous.
I love that.
So that's a gorgeous cymbal. I love the Paiste Masters series.
Yeah.
Going around, what else we've got here? We've got the 20-inch dark ride, which is a little brighter.
Yep.
It's not quite
brighter
as thin.
because of the diameter, or is it
a bit of both? It's a little bit. It's not quite as light as
There's
this
large
22.
hammerings on it. So yeah.
So you'll notice this one's already a bit more kind of traditional sounding.
Yep.
Still sounds nice as a crash. It's a brighter and higher pitched crash.
Yeah.
But it's really, nice definition. And you'd see in a lot of my setups, I run two contrasting rides. So to me, these provide a really nice contrast to each other.
Yeah.
Whereas that's got that real low bottomy wash.
And you kind of opened that
and
out.
it opens up. Yeah. Whereas this is a little more precise, a little more kind of
the pocket
more focused sounding, and it's a bit more kind of It's just
nice choice. And what's this little baby?
Paiste Masters again, and this is a dark 18-inch crash.
Cool.
I love 18s. It's just a really beautiful sounding crash. It goes well with these other cymbals. Here it is.
That's lovely.
Lovely.
They're all nice.
All nice cymbals.
Jackie, you just pick always nice. I find them, all I'm saying is love them. I love it. I love it. I love it.
What's important when you're selecting stuff to go with gear is to use your ears and just trust your ears. If you feeling a particular sound, find that sound.
Yeah, and don't let it go.
and it doesn't matter if we had different branded cymbals on here. If they go well together and they sound good, trust your ears. And that's one of the benefits I've had of having a long career in music is developing my ears.
Yep.
And
important skill.
I just enjoy pairing up things. It's like
So let's hear this snare. Let's have a listen to the snare and the kit.
So I know that for memory, the snares are much thicker than the rest of the drums. Like 14 ply or something like that.
That's right.
So it's a real heavy snare.
Bitey.
And it's got a Evans UV1 on it, which is a beautiful, thin, very resonant head.
Great for toms, you were saying? You like them on toms?
I love them on toms. And the UV2s, which is the 2-ply version, are one of my favourite tom heads.
Oh, cool, yeah.
So what they do, Evans, is they cure the mylar with ultraviolet light, which creates a different coating. It's stronger, doesn't, dent and break as easily, chip and all that sort of stuff. They're just great sounding heads.
And I like how it's not right out to the edge.
Yeah.
That's really, that's cool.
I like being able to see the bearing edge.
I do too. I actually do. It's one of the things. Only reason when you put a coated head on, I don't like putting a coated head on because I actually want to see the drum.
And you like to see that, some drum kits have a nice veneer on the inside and you like to see it, but I prefer the sound of coated heads. Personally. I love the warmth that they have.
Well, let's hear this one.
Let's hear this snare.
Nice.
And as
I love my drum.
Yeah, I love it. As per usual, I like to
just
have a slightly
backed off.
looser on the wires. I think
Yeah.
it just opens the sound of the drum up.
Yeah.
This is a lovely sounding snare. Look, 14 by 5.5, is it? Or?
I think it's something like that, 5.5. I don't even remember. This is actually, I bought this off Costa. You know, I'm sure he's still crying about it. Sorry, Costa, took your drum set, but thank you. Let's hear the tom.
Actually, I'll turn the snare wires off.
Yeah.
And these have got quite old ambassadors on it,
They
which
have very
really,
old ambassadors.
really settled in.
In fact, they're the original heads that came when Costa got the kit from Premier. So they're the same heads.
That's a 13, looks like 13 by 9. And we've got a 16 by 16 here. And I know that this is going to be robust.
Nice.
I like drums that sing. that
This is
have
the
a-
highest they've ever been tuned, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you've nailed it, mate. You've got it up there.
They seem to want to sing there.
They are. They're saying hit me.
And
What's
a lot
the
of the great rock drummers tuned higher than you think, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing I've noticed hanging out with you for the last couple of months and doing all these drum things is you tune up and it just, that tympanic range,
Yeah.
it voices really well and it records really well.
And I use that live as well. Like I quite often tune that way for live. It's just the and it's also tuning to the way I hit drums as well.
Yeah,
which
just
is an
different
important thing
rebound,
to
isn't
do.
it? Yeah.
Because like, you know, if you were to sit and play this, maybe it wouldn't be quite to your feel.
Yeah.
So you got to change that tension to suit your
Yeah.
style of play, the
Yeah.
way you attack the drums. And obviously, you know, tuning up drums with single flange hoops with claws is a different beast as well.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. What's
That's
the kick drum sound like?
Bass drum.
All rock, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open tone and then bearing with the hole in the front. Obviously, it feels
Yeah.
like it feels nice to play bearing the beater there
Yeah.
for that kind of punchy rock sound.
The open's got a nice
Mellowness
growl.
of the mahogany is evident.
Yeah, you can definitely hear
Especially with
that.
because it's got a coated Power Stroke 3 on it.
Yep.
So for me, I would probably put a clear
Yeah, a bit more
batter
bite.
on this, just to have a bit more aggression. It's a very mellow
I
sound.
used to have a Pearl MHX, you know, the mahogany kit.
Yep.
Love the
those too.
kit. Yeah, beautiful kit. My biggest issue was I couldn't hear the bass drum playing live.
Yep. And
Couldn't hear it.
they're
It's
not
so
a hugely
low.
projecting shell.
Yeah.
So
It
but that's the nature of mahogany.
Beautiful fun.
Which is why mahogany paired with other tone woods is so cool, like
Yeah,
birch.
which is why the blend. Yeah.
So mahogany
absolutely.
paired with a louder, more cutting tone wood is a really nice
Yeah.
pairing, you know. So
Sweet. Well, Jackie, there is only one thing left to do, and it's me sitting on that chair. No, I want you to strike up the. What do you reckon? Funk today?
I'm going to do a little bit of funk on this one. This is where this kind of kit feels like it needs to be played. So
Nice. Love it. Leave
All right.
you with it, mate.
enjoy.
Jackie, that sounds great. It's so good hearing your kit from out front.
That you know well from behind the kit, yeah.
Oh, mate, it sounded great. I love that groove that you were doing. That. Just play me. Show me what you're doing there. Grab a camera in on this side. Let's have a quick look at your left hand, what it was doing.
So I'm a drummer that, and it's just it comes as second nature, but I tend to do a lot of ghost notes.
Yeah, oh, it's
so
sweet.
I like to fill the gaps just to kind of add heaviness to the groove. So, and you'll notice I keep my hands quite compact.
Yeah.
Just to keep, it's that nice little controlled funk, but yeah.
Let's hear it, show us. Oh, sweet. Mate, that was so good.
Yeah, this is a
love that.
beautiful kit.
Yeah, great groove. That's a really sweet groove, mate. What album's that going to go on?
I've done that on a couple of. I guess you find things that are comfortable for your playing. So I've used that on quite a few things in different styles. Just like if you hear my ghosting, I tend to do a lot of that on a lot of stuff. So
it's nice.
You hear some Lucky Dolly records. I've got that on there.
Yeah.
If I'm ever doing like solos, I tend to throw in that kind of stuff. I like to keep solos in the pocket.
Kind of a bit of your signature, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just keep that kind of heartbeat there. You know, it's keep it steady, keep it heavy.
Sweet
heavy but light.
I loved it, Jackie. Thanks for exploring my drum set. That was so good.
Thanks for
really
bringing it in.
it.
This is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Keith, for making these.
Yes, thank you, Keith. Thank you, Keith. Yeah. That's a great kit. We love this kit. I'm Tony Moore. This is Killer Drums. Very special thanks to Jackie Barnes, Paiste Cymbals, and Premier Drums, which no longer exist. But thank you, Keith. Catch you on the next one, guys. See you later.